All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome to Sunday Night Charts with Jim of All Trades. Good to see you. Welcome to the channel. My name's Jim. I'm a crypto trader, and I'm here to help you understand the market from an Elliott wave perspective. Hope you guys are well. It's time for another Sunday Night Charts. We're going to look at the charts tonight. Bitcoin. Guys, I do get bullish. I'm going to show you. I get called a bear boy sometimes. I'm not bearish, guys, because I want to be. I'm bearish because of geopolitical landscape, as well as market landscape, as well as all the stuff going on and what the chart looks like. When the chart looks different, I get bullish, okay? So I'm going to show you what I'm looking for to get bullish, okay, on the macro time frame. And I'm going to show you why I'm a bit bearish at the moment. In fact, I'm a bit more bearish than I think I've ever been. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to look for as far as wave structure is concerned. We're going to look at the charts very carefully. We're going to look at Bitcoin. We're going to look at Ethereum, XRP. We'll take a look at your favorite crypto as well. Probably take a peek at Link tonight. We'll look at the S&P. We'll look at Tesla. Look at the NASDAQ. We'll just kind of get a general overview of what the market's doing. We'll look at the DXY. Just do a regular market check. And I'm just going to show you what I'm looking at and why I'm looking at it. But don't confuse anything I say with financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I am an Elliott wave guy looking at the charts through an Elliott wave perspective. That doesn't mean that's the only perspective I have, but that's what I bring to YouTube. And that's the purpose of this channel tonight. In this Sunday Night Charts is to look at the wave structure. What is the wave structure telling us as to where Bitcoin might be going? So with that said, let's jump into Sunday Night Charts. Always love to say hi to everybody who said hi to me. So let me say hi to you guys. Keith M., what's up, my brother? Good to see you. I hope you're well. Glad you got your run in and glad you're going to be able to chat with us. What's up, Kimo Sabi? How you doing, buddy? Glad you made it in tonight, man. No. I said this. I get bullish on Bitcoin when I see something. Who's bullish, man? Who's bullish? Not this guy. But I'll tell you what I'm going to be looking for as a bull. If I am a bull, I'll tell you what I'm looking for. Let's see. JQ, what's up, man? I think you're looking for 333K. Oh man, I'm not sure. How's it going to get there and when? I think it's going to go way higher than $333,000. But where's it go and how's it go first? Okay, we're going to look at that. Eddie Bo, hey, buddy. Good evening, sir. Glad you're here, man. Good to see you. Automatic music, ready to dump this trash. I love it. I love it when the bear boys come out. They come to my channel in droves. Jim gives us rational TA. He's bearish. Please give me some bearish opium. I'll definitely do it. What's up, Eric? How you doing, buddy? I'm doing real well. How are you doing, bud? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Let's see. Who else said hi to me? I think I got... Oh, there's Durham. Good to see you. Hey, do you think we're going to an alt season this cycle? Probably not. Probably not an alt season. Not like you're used to. I would think. Not like you're used to. But we'll look at that and see what happens. For sure. I think there could be some alts that pump for sure. I'm not an alt specialist, so I'm not sure that this is the channel you want to get all your alt information from. Though I mean I like looking at the charts, but I don't trade a lot of the alts. I do trade XRP. In fact, I've been trading XRP exclusively. That's why you see it on the chart right now. I'm currently looking for a short position, but right now I just took a long on right before this little spike here. Looking to take some profit here shortly. Guys, I generally am a scalper. I'll be honest with you. I am a scalper. I just try to get in and out of this market. So just so you know how I trade. Now, as far as long-term investing is concerned, that's a different story. What's up, Frank? TA on Doge. Yeah, I'll look at the wave structure on Doge, tell you where I think that's going. Absolutely. You got to hang in there, though, because I got to finish all my TA on I got to finish all my TA on Bitcoin first. So it might take me, probably, guys, going to take me about an hour to fully look at Bitcoin and just get a lay of the land, and then I'll get to the requests at the second hour. Okay, so definitely we'll look at that. Let's see who else said hi. Salvador Deza. Ready for price to go to zero. I love it, man. All right, Frank. All right, he said hi to you. All right, I think I've said hi to everybody that said hi to me. I hope. Oh, Slice, what's up, man? Right now, Slice, I'm still short, but I'll tell you when I get long. When I'm looking long, I'll tell you when the long is. But I'm currently. I currently actually I am long on XRP for now, but it's not like an entry now. You missed an entry. I took this entry right here, if you want to see, right there. Okay, I took that entry right smack here, and that might be the third. That might be 3 waves, and that's all we get in that wave. So I just made 40% on XRP of my investment. I think I'm going to close that. Closed. You take your money and you get out. You look for another opportunity. So I just took that guy. All right. So with that said, let's jump into the charts, guys. That doesn't mean XRP can't go higher. It just means that that's the way I trade, guys. I get in and out. I take what the market gives me, and I like it, and then I get out. Made a quick 40%, and we'll move on. All right, with that said, let's jump into the analysis, guys. Bitcoin, what is the wave structure on the high time frame? We're going to start on the high time frame and work our way down to the smaller time frame. Definitely will give you a well-rounded analysis here. All right, so what is this wave? Well, there's basically, you got 2 ideas here on the table as far as the wave structure is concerned here on Bitcoin. Okay, so let's talk about it. Number one, this right here is a wave 4. Okay, and we're currently in a wave 5. That's an idea, right? So we're going to count this wave as a 1, 2. We're going to count all of this as wave 3. Okay, that means we have an extended 5th wave in the 5th wave. In the 3rd wave. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Extended 5th in the 3rd. This is a wave 4. Okay, and now we're experiencing a wave 5. Okay, that's one argument. That's one idea. That's one way of interpreting the wave structure. That's not necessarily my way of interpreting it, but that's a bullish way. Now, the interesting thing about it is that wave 5 could take any number of shapes. Okay, wave 5 could take all kinds of shapes. Just talking about it here, we could get an extended 5th. What does that mean? That means wave 5 gets extended really tall. So if that's a wave 4, which I'm not a fan of that count, and I'll tell you why I'm not a fan. This wave 4 is too close to the size, if not even smaller or the same size as the wave 4 of the third wave. In other words, there's no real differentiation between wave 4 of the macro count and wave 4 of the 3rd wave, if you count it that way. So I'm not a fan because in other words, this is a wave of a lesser degree. What does that mean? This wave right here is compared to these waves in here, right? So this is wave 3, and this is a sub-wave in this particular wave count. If you look at it this way, I don't particularly look at it this way, but I'm offering it as an idea and something to consider, that if you look at this as a wave 4 of the 3rd, that means it's 1 degree lower than this wave, which is a 4th of the macro wave here. Okay? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? And so we call this the 4th of the macro, and this is the 4th of the 3rd, which is to a lesser degree. That means generally it should be a little smaller, but it's not. It's as big or bigger than this wave. Okay, in time, especially time, and price, comparable in price. So for that reason, I'm not a fan of calling this a wave 4, though it's still a possibility. It's also, in my opinion, too simple to be a wave 4. Wave 4s generally are very complex, much like this wave right here. That was a very complex wave, okay? and we came out of it, okay, with impulse like a wave 5. So my argument is that we already have a wave 4 in. It's a wave 4 of the macro and a wave 5 in on the macro. I think it's finished. What we have going, in my opinion, is more likely, I don't know if it's more likely, but for me, just from a wave structure standpoint, it seems more reasonable to say we have an initial 3 waves down, and that 3 wave right there is the beginning of a larger correction. Then we have 3 waves here. I didn't draw the end of that wave very well, and I'm just giving general shapes here. I'm not being technical with my count. I could certainly be technical, but I'm just doing general drawings here. Let me draw a little bit better here. We're going to call it to right here. There's the bottom of the A wave, and I'm going to say this is A, B, and a C wave. Okay, and that's a flat. That's an expanded flat, where the B wave comes below the origin of the A wave, okay, and then the C wave comes and takes out the end of the A wave. That's an expanded flat. What's interesting is we're going to call that the B wave of a much larger expanded or running flat, but more likely expanded, in which case this is the A wave, 3 waves down. This flat is the B wave that has finished, and now we're working on the beginning of C to the downside. Now, C to the downside should be 5 waves. That means the type of wave that we should get, if this count is correct, this should become fast and furious to the downside. That doesn't mean it's going to happen in one day. What I mean is, the general shape of this wave is going to be relatively straight down, much like this wave was relatively straight up, even though it had periods of time where it was going sideways, okay? In these corrections, the general direction of this wave was straight up. That's what we expect to see as an impulse of an expanded flat. When you see the C wave of an expanded flat, that's the way they look, if you understand what I'm saying. So this is the C wave of a larger degree. In other words, if this is a C wave of an expanded flat, and that's what a C wave looks like of an expanded flat, imagine what a C wave on a larger scale might look like. It's going to look much the same. It will take longer to develop, but in general, it's going to be a general straight down, fast and furious wave, generally speaking. Even though it might start off relatively choppy, it's more than likely going to find its way to the downside. That's the way I'm looking at that wave. That's my primary count for now. When do I drop that count? What if it makes another high? Can it make another high? Yes, it can make another high. What if it makes another high? It would be okay to make a high, one more high. But I would expect if it's going to make another high, it's just going to hit the high and reject hard and fast. And this right here would be a wave 4 of this C wave. We look for 1, 2, 3. This is wave 4, and then 5. And then I would expect to see a rejection after that to finish 5 wave. After a 5 wave C, I would need to see a rejection, and how that plays out over time would look something like that, more than likely. Let me go ahead and do something here, guys. I am trading at the moment. Always dangerous to do a live stream and trading at the same time. Trading XRP. I've been looking for a short entry. Doesn't mean I'm gonna be right. I'm always ready to be wrong, but I'm personally looking for a short entry for another hit to the low. We'll see. Okay, so that's my primary bearish count. That we're finishing an expanded flat. I think more than likely we have already finished. I think more than likely this little, even though we're looking on the day, let's look at the 8 hour for a moment. Let's see if I can get there. There we go. Even though we're looking come on, computer's lagging just a little bit. There we go. Even though we're looking very 3 wave-ish here, very 3 wave-ish. Okay. I think more than likely this is coming down again. Now, whether that is the end of this wave and that's the end of 3 waves, I'm not sure, because they could double this up. This could be a 1, 2. This could be a 1. They could come up again 2 and then bring it down. In other words, they could begin with a 1, 2, 1, 2. That's what I would expect to see on a fast and furious wave, that it should start out relatively slow and choppy with a 1, 2, 1, 2. You say, Jim, what's a 1, 2, 1, 2? I'm new to Elliott wave. Well, let me show you what a 1, 2, 1, 2 looks like. When you have a 1 and a 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what I just drew. Come on. Here, let me draw it. Let me draw it on the chart itself. We're going to say that's 1, 2. Then I'm going to come down here for 3, 4, 5. Like that. Okay, there's 5 waves. Now I think this is probably going to come lower. But that's what we would expect to see if it's already begun. Okay? Now, what's a 1, 2 look like? What's a 1, 2, 1, 2? Well, you have the 1, 2 of the macro, and the second 1, 2 is 1, 2 of wave 3. It's just the subwaves. In other words, the wave begins relatively choppy. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Boom. And then it drops. Starts out kind of choppy and then falls off a cliff. Okay? That's the way waves start when they're really fast and furious. Especially if you're going to get the third of the third is the big wave. It's the big one. Okay? So you're looking for probably a hit to the low. That's what I think is going on. More than likely. Hit to the low. 3-wave back. Come down. Back. Boom, boom. Fall off a cliff. Really fast. Chop out. Boom. Chop out. Boom. Okay? That's the way impulse waves develop. That's the kind of wave. What I just drew right there is the kind of wave I would expect to see if this macro is an expanded flat. Okay? Except that I could see this wave come a lot lower if it wants to. Now that would be fine for it to do what I just drew, but this wave could come a lot lower. I would expect to see it around 50K. 50 to 60K would be more reasonable in my opinion. Something like that. That would be an expanded flat. That's if this current structure is a flat. Now, it's a big if, guys. It's a big if. I'm not saying with any certainty what we have here, but I am saying with that is a possibility. That is a standard, very, very common wave structure. Let's go to the top from the previous all-time high and just do a little analysis of the wave structure and how it played. I'll show you how it played out. Common wave structure here, guys, where you have an initial wave down, then you have what looks like 3 waves back to the upside, taking out the highs, and then you had a fast and furious wave to the downside. Okay? That, in my opinion, is more than likely a big expanded flat. Boom, right there. Came all the way down to the pullback, that zone. Played around for 3 and then doubled up. You say, what do you mean it doubled up? Well, now this is where the count gets a little crappy, but it gave you a 5, 3, 5. And the Y wave there is truncated. Nevertheless, you've got 3 waves with a truncated Y. Came to the 786. It's perfect. It's fine. And so we can call that a W, X, and a Y right there. All right, then what? WXY, ABC, whatever you want to call it. 3 waves. Then you had another 3 waves. That's one way to interpret it. Did that hit the low? I did hit the low. See that's trashy wave structure right there. Trashy wave structure. But it's the anatomy of a correction. Okay? So anyway, that's a common wave structure there where you have 3 waves taking the high and then a fast and furious wave coming down. Okay? So we have a high. We have a high. Boom. This took the high here, came down fast and furious. Okay? Now, you might say, Jim, it already did that. Now it's going up. Yeah, maybe. Or this was the high. Boom. It's given a double hit to the high. Boom. And now we're going to get a fast and furious wave to the downside. Now, I don't think it has to be like this because this wave is different, where it's on a different scale. Okay? It's on a different scale. Than this is. This is a macro. My contention is that we are beginning a multi-year bear market that's going to take us into the digital age. We are not ready for crypto to boom quite yet. We're close. The narrative is ramping up. This is the beginning. This is the final stage, guys. The stage is now set for digital acquisitions. What has to happen is crypto has to probably fail. In general, the markets have to fail so that the narrative can shift to stable coins. What I believe is happening by the powers that be is that they have been selling us on digital assets that have value, with Bitcoin as the primary talking point. Look, Bitcoin's just going to the moon. It's going forever. It's so powerful. And everybody is coming on board and seeing the digital space is now a viable thing. And now everybody is now moving over. The big entities, the banks are prepping to move over to the digital age. What has to happen is that the American people and the world has to buy into digital. We have to buy into it. Well, how in the world is a world that knows nothing about digital going to buy into it? Well, it's becoming more and more knowledgeable, right? But there has to be a calamity, number one, in which the American people, the world governments are being spoken to by the people, said, hey, we got problems, we've got major woes, and we need you to come in and fix it. There's going to be a market crash. It's coming. I'll bet you it happens this year. It begins this year. And the woes begin this year, probably, into the next 2 or 3 years. More than likely. You're going to see gold pumping up, probably silver pumping up. You're going to see those assets just going to the moon, and you're going to see markets tanking. You're going to see the dollar tanking. You're going to see world currencies tanking in general. The economic system as we know it has to collapse. The house of cards has to fall. The bottom card has already been knocked out of the house of cards. Now, all that has to happen, we're in a slow motion free fall, guys. And they have to transfer the wealth out of this current system into a digital system. Well, how are they going to do that? Well, number one, they have to establish the viability of a digital system. Check mark, done. We have a viable digital system. Everybody's embraced it now. The world is beginning to embrace it now. Bitcoin, and everybody's bullish, and everything. You know, we got Trump now. He's a bullish dude, and now the narrative is go, go, go. Bitcoin's at an all-time high, 150K, 333K, 200,000K. You know, then that's the narrative. That's what you're being sold. That's what everybody's saying. Everybody wants that in the crypto space. The problem is the system doesn't work like that. The powers that be want all the control and all the money. The system has to crash. It has to. Why? Because they want to take us to stable coins. But not just stable coins, they want to take us to a digital dollar. Not USDC, not RLUSD, not something, not these other, not Tether, not these things. They want to take us to something they completely control. It's going to be a stable coin that the governments create and control around blockchain technology. So what's the purpose of Bitcoin? It's a Trojan horse, in my opinion, to establish the viability of digital, number one, and then number two, get everybody to buy into transfer of wealth happening through Bitcoin, and then the control is taken when the collapse happens. What do you think is going to happen to all these crap coins that are out there, guys? What's going to happen to them? They're going to die. These altcoins are going to die. Why? Because they don't have any real and lasting viability. They don't have any market right now. What you should be looking at are the coins and the projects that have real long-term viability, in which there are people interested in purchasing or using in the real space. DeFi. I think Ethereum is indeed probably a good bet. Okay? I think Solana is probably a good bet. But don't take that for financial advice. You just kind of look at what's the space doing right now. What are the big boys doing? I think Bitcoin is a good bet over the long term. But I think we're due, and we're going to see a pullback in Bitcoin that causes the rest of the market to kind of be culled out. It'll be a crypto winter, in my opinion, so that the final transfer of wealth can happen. The way I see it is that you're going to see gold rise parabolically. You're going to see silver rising parabolically. Okay, you're going to see metals. You're going to see markets, all markets, every market in the world going down at some level. It'll be a world-class crash that will pale in comparison to what we've experienced in our life. We've not experienced it in our lifetime. What's coming? Because a complete shift to the economic landscape has to happen. And in order to do that, they have to kill off the old one to give birth to the new one. Okay? So, markets crash. That's what I think is happening. I think gold, metals going up. What's going to happen? That means the selling is going to be selling, but it's going to be going into gold, silver. And when that happens, when that reaches its apex, when the crash finishes and the prices hit their low point at the buy zone again, where the big boys want to buy again, you're going to see wealth coming out of gold, coming out of silver, and moving back into the digital landscape in ways like you've never seen. That's when crypto is going to take off. Is Bitcoin going to $500,000? Yes, probably, likely. I think Bitcoin is here to stay. Bitcoin is the foundation of this digital economy. I think more than likely it's a decent bet. Though I do see scenarios and can see scenarios in which Bitcoin does not last, does not stay around, but blockchain technology does. But Bitcoin itself and crypto as we know it does not. I can see a scenario in which that happens. And I'm not here to, I don't know how that's going to play. But my point is that I think Bitcoin's going to see a winter here, and I think crypto is going to see a winter. And the wave structure that we're seeing may be giving us some advanced warning of it. We're going to talk about bullish ideas in a moment, but the wave structure could be saying, hey, it's time to wake up here. For me, until the financial collapse happens, your savings, my savings, money that I care about is in gold and metals. Real things of real tangible value in this world right now. It won't be until the world goes to digital that crypto as we know it will pump against the dollar. And it's not because the value of crypto will be so much be increasing. It's the fact that the current dollar system or the current valuation of crypto in US dollars or whatever currency you're trading it in, your currency is going to lose so much of its value because money will be transferring out of it, out of the dollar, out of whatever fiat currency you have your money in, and it'll be going to the new currencies. So that's the way wealth transfers. It's going to be out of the dollar into gold and silver as a hedge until the new system is created and the new stable coins are chosen and established. I think that's what has to happen, and I think that's what's coming. And to be honest with you, those are some of the presuppositions behind my analysis as I think about the fundamentals of the crypto space. We are in a current shift to a digital economy. We're going to a different economy. Okay? It's going to be attached to AI and the digital space. We're living through that transition. Okay. So what I see on the chart as you look at this is I see three pushes. 1, 2, 3. Simple. And after three pushes, you get a three-wave correction. 1, 2, 3. And if you just want to keep it simple, that's what I'm looking for. And this correction is going to be along the lines of a 618, okay, retrace. That means a 61.8% retrace in not only price, but also time. It's going to retrace in time and price. What do you mean, Jim? That means the time it took for price to reach its current high, we should see a 61% time rate, roughly, of that same correction, more than likely. So if you say 2014, okay, to 2025, it's roughly 9 years. No, 11 years. Sorry. Let's just call it 10 for easy numbers. 60% of that is 6 years, guys. I think there's a real possibility we get a 6-year wave that's coming down. But see, the thing is, it's not gonna crash overnight. It's going to be 3 waves that take about 6 years, from 2025 to 2031. Boom. And there's going to be a reaccumulation period, and this is when the transition happens. Okay? This is when the transition, this is going to be the main the big hurt. That move down is going to be the big hurt of the economy. This is when all the markets will hit their peak in pain on this crash right there. And when everybody's feeling the pain and everybody's lost all their money, the big boys are going to be transitioning out of gold back into whatever crypto is going to be held, Bitcoin, and all the money is going to go into to Bitcoin and whatever other investments are going to be around forever that they've planned, okay? And that's when Bitcoin will skyrocket, and that's when That's when I get bullish, guys. I get bullish after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up and 3 waves back. I get real bullish. So just to prove that my title is not clickbait, that's when I get real bullish. Now that's a scenario I'm watching for. That's what I think is happening. How are we doing in the chat? Let me just check in. What are we talking about? I see we're talking about IPOs. I don't know a whole lot about IPOs. Okay. You guys doing all right? Enjoying the live stream so far? Let me just check in with you guys. Keith, I don't know that there's not going to be an alt season. I don't know anything. I just read wave structure here, guys, and then I translate it within the geopolitical landscape. We know that I want to get your minds thinking about stable coins, guys, because this is what all the talk is going on right now. Stable coins are the thing. I think more than likely we've got an embracing mindset of our governments into the digital space, but what's got to happen, and in my thinking, is that a collapse of the digital space has to happen to get people to say, hey, this space is too volatile. We've got to settle it down. So we've got to have stablecoin regulation. And, that's going to give the reasons why the government's got to come in and regulate the crypto space. So the whole reason we got into crypto was decentralization, so that we could move our money without the needs for a bank. But they're going to say, no, it's too volatile. It's too Wild Westy. It's too much like the Wild West. And so, we got to come in and stabilize it. So we're going to see a lot of death to crypto, more than likely. And again, I personally believe that Bitcoin is just a Trojan horse to move us to the digital age so that they can have complete control over our money. That's my personal belief. I mean, come on, guys. Nobody knows who created Bitcoin. If you were the creator of Bitcoin, don't you think you would make yourself known? Don't you think you would not be anonymous? Come on, really? Think about that. Why, if the CIA or whoever, the people behind the scenes created Bitcoin, and then advertised it as a decentralized currency, and come on, it's just a big old Trojan horse, in my opinion. It's why I'm personally not an investor in crypto, guys. I just all. How do I say it? I don't invest in crypto. I don't invest in it because I don't believe in the crypto system as we know it long term. I think there is a crypto system coming. I think crypto's here to stay, but crypto as you know it as a long-term investment, I don't know. This is this market is much like the tech stocks of the 90s, the internet stocks. This is what's going on right now is much like that landscape. It's just pump and dump, pump and dump. It's just a way for the big boys to make a bunch of money. And the little boys to dream about a bunch of money. And the problem with your analysis is that, you're dreaming of price. You're dreaming of Bitcoin way up here. And your hopium is like, we need a God candle to take us up here. But you know what the problem is? Even if Bitcoin goes up here, you won't take your profit. You won't do it. Because when it gets up here, you know what you're going to be saying? Oh, Bitcoin's going to 1 million. That's the next narrative. So as soon as Bitcoin gets to $200,000, it's going to 1 million. Maybe so. Maybe so. Maybe it goes straight up. For me personally, I'm looking for something like this, then that. Or maybe even a little bit bigger. Now, what's the bullish scenario? What's the bullish scenario? The big bullish scenario is that this is a mega wave, and that this is actually 1, 2, 1, 2. In which case, all we need is a 2 wave. So we could hit the high a little bit, get one more 2 wave, and then we go to the moon. So that, that is a very, very, my pin is, hold on one second, guys. My computer is lagging. By the way, on that 3-wave move, I took my profit. Of course, I took my profit on my long live. And I took, on that pullback right there, I took the short. So we're looking good for now. Hope that develops into something bigger overnight tonight. But we'll see. I'll do the analysis on the small time frame soon. Where was I? What chart was I on? Not that one. Not that one. I guess I was on this one. Okay. Yeah, so if this is a 1, 2, 1, 2, which is another possibility, I suppose. 1, 2, 1, 2. We're in wave 3. In which you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We get this flat here, and that's a 1, 2, and then we go to the moon. So we come down this level, 50K roughly, find some support, and we go to the moon. And that's something I'm really would like to see. I think that would be a healthy pullback for Bitcoin. And I think that move right there would allow a lot of the alts to really struggle, but also to finish their wave structure. So there's another idea that I'm closely watching. And that count right there still overlaps my bearish count. So it just depends on what happens here and how long it takes to come down. And what happens geopolitically between now and when that dump happens. But here's the thing I know. Things take a lot longer than you expect them to. They go a lot slower than you want them to. That's why we can come to Sunday night charts week after week, and price hasn't done a whole lot. I can't really give you a whole lot of new information. Have any of you guys noticed that I'm rehearsing information I've already shared with you? J Dubs, thank you, man, for that shout out. Appreciate that. Super chat. Thank you very much. Is there anything I can do for you? If there's a request you have, I'd love to take care of your request. You'll be the first one I do when I'm ready to do requests. Let me know. Thank you. Haven't gotten a super chat in a long time. Appreciate it. So that's a bullish count that we really want to consider. That even if this is a flat, that might be all you get. A, B, and then this, if this is C, if we're currently in the beginning of C, we come down, we hit this low right here, and we retest this low. We might even take that low out real quick. Major volume. We get a major volume spike down. Like see all that volume declining. Get a major volume spike, and then we get ready to rock. Now, I don't know if it'll V-shape or play around, but that's a bullish count as well. That's a very bullish count as well. And that would get that would give, like Ethereum, for instance, a chance to finish its wave structure. Let me show you Ethereum. See, I'm bullish on Ethereum. I believe in Ethereum, but the problem I'm having is that Ethereum doesn't have, to me, this. I'm really struggling with this wave structure. I see 3 waves down. I see 3 waves up. I need 5 waves down. So if we get one more 5-wave move to the downside, that would finish that wave structure to me. Okay? Now, depending on how deep this goes, I would love this low to get taken. And then all of a sudden, I've got a 3, a 3, and a 3, and then we're ready for the moon on Ethereum. I get real bullish. If this comes down fast, takes that low, and we get a fast move, I get real bullish on Ethereum. I'm screaming bull. I'm a screaming bull on a hit to that low right there. Because then I've got a wave structure that makes sense. It's finished. I got a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5, and then I got a 3-wave pullback. Boom, it's finished. It's done. Ready for the moon. So, guys, to be honest with you, I am more bearish than I've been in a long time. I'm expecting a fairly large, fast wave to the downside on Bitcoin that could take 50%, 40 to 50% of price back in a relative short amount of time. The question is, on the macro, what is the wave structure we're looking at? On the monthly, on the weekly, what is this wave structure? Is it a 1-2-1-2, or is this a 5-wave move looking for a macro 3-wave pullback that's going to take many years? I don't know the answer to that question. I can make the case in my own mind for both. It really depends on the geopolitical landscape and how long it takes for them to move their money. I think it takes a lot longer for them to move it than we expect, and they're just getting started. More than likely, they're just getting started. Okay. Exactly, Chemo. That's what I'm saying. So for you bull boys out there, I mean, that's your bullish hope. We get a sweep of the low, a revisit of 50K range. Shoot, we could even get a visit of 40K. That would scare a bunch of people. With relative speed. Okay, and then there's 2 things I can see that happen here from this kind of thing. We just go in a very bullish wave, or people think it's going to go. It just goes up fast, pulls back, goes up fast, makes 3 waves, and takes this right here. That structure right there would take years to develop. Years. You can see from 2026 to 2029, and then all of a sudden you got the 3rd wave. Boom. and then we go. So there you go. There's some ideas, and then the other option is that this just could be a 3-wave boom, and this just goes out of here, and this is all 1 2 1 2 1 2, and then Bitcoin to the moon. But if Bitcoin goes to the moon, that means that the dollar is tanking and the world is crashing. Bad things are happening. There you go, Eddie. There you go. Let's check in on XRP here. J-Dub says, just enjoying learning from people and know a lot more than me. Well, I know a lot about wave structure, buddy, and I know a lot about the geopolitical landscape, but I'm not the most educated in the crypto space as far as the technology behind it. I just love reading charts, and I understand economics and how money moves. Exactly, Chemo. Bitcoin's not going to increase in value because its intrinsic value is going up. It's because the world currencies are going down. This XRP short is looking decent for now. Looking decent. Let's look at it on the small time frame here. The wave structure that I was looking at and looking to take was, I've got a couple accounts, but we're looking at this here as a 3-wave move, a 3-wave move, 3-wave move. There's a potential for this to come back up one more time, but it may be done. We also came back to the 786 retrace of what looks to be a very nice impulse wave. Came back to the 786 retrace. We got a nice impulse wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a perfect impulse shape after a 3-wave move. Okay. So impulse, 3 waves. Looking for impulse. That impulse can take many forms, but it could be something like this, which could then, rebound and go up here, or continue down lower. Either way, I have a nice wave to trade. But I'm not getting greedy. I'll take profit when there are certain signs that I look for at the end of a wave. And if I see signs, even up in here, if I see signs of reversal, I'll take the profit and look for another trade. I already have a nice 57%. So we'll see if this plays or not. So maybe I can see this going up to hit the high one more time. I hate sharing my trades on the internet because I always feel like somebody's watching. well, Chemo, J-Dubs just gave you a big compliment. You're the guy. You're the man. Umberto, thoughts on Solana short term? All right, guys, give me your requests. I'm going to look at XRP for you. I was just taking a little break from the analysis and talking. I'm going to look at XRP for you. Tell you where I think it's going. I'm going to look at Ethereum as well. I already looked at Ethereum with you, so I am looking for a fifth wave to the downside. We'll see if we get it, and then I'll look at whatever charts you want me to look at. I usually take an hour, talk about geopolitical landscape, look at Bitcoin, look at the macro, and now let me take your requests. Hope you enjoyed that part of the show. Let's look at the requests and see what's going on. We're going to start with XRP. I'll do Link next for my buddy Keith because he's my number one man. J-Dubs, just really, again, thank you. Want to thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. That's very kind, and just appreciate you a lot. So if there's a chart you'd like me to look at, I would be glad to look at it with you. Okay. All right. So here's XRP. Couple of things about XRP and its patterns. There we go. So you'll notice XRP's patterns. Here's what XRP does. It rolls into a parabolic move, and whenever it fizzles, okay, it comes down and it takes price all the way back down. Parabolic move, price comes all the way back down. Parabolic move, when it fizzles, it comes all the way back down. Okay? There's a parabolic move right there. It fizzled, came all the way back down. So we've got a parabolic move, okay, in XRP. What's going to happen? What historically happens? This entire move, when it fizzles, it should be coming all the way back down. I believe there's a chance that this wave is about to get fast and furious to the downside. Why? Bitcoin, I'm expecting a fast and furious move. Ethereum, I'm expecting a fast and furious move. I think XRP has a chance to come on down fast and furious. Okay? It doesn't mean it's going to happen in a day. It's not one day. When I say fast and furious, I don't necessarily mean a day. I just mean when you look at this chart, what's the shape of it? It's straight down. That might be 2 or 3 months of price action. Right there, that might be 2 or 3 months. That's into July. That's a month of price action to come down. So I don't mean fast in one day. There will be days that are faster than others. But it'll correct and go sideways for a week or two or whatever, and then it'll have a day where it just tanks and it'll keep you guessing. But at the end of the day, how do you look at the wave structure? Let me go to the daily. I'll just show you the wave structure that I'm seeing. Okay, first off, we've got an initial wave off the top, and then we have a 3-wave pullback. Boom. Now what? 3 waves there. That looks like 3 waves to me. A, B, C. Boom. Okay. Now what? This might be just coming down. It could retrace. So this is the hard part. I can't predict whether price is going to retrace real big up here and then come down, or just kind of pull back shortly and just come down. This is the daily chart. So little moves that I'm drawing here are going to be big moves in price. They're going to feel big. They're going to trade big. Okay. 4-hour chart, looking at that a little bit more carefully. This could easily do this. Come down, revisit this low, come up, take this area, and then come down. That's a shape. That would be a 3-wave pullback and then more down, right? What else could it do? This could not even revisit this low and just start working its way up here, retaking back this and then come down, okay? Then all of a sudden you just got a pullback and then boom. You can see the RSI is kind of on the 4 hours kind of breaking to the upside here. Unless tonight's price action changes that. I'm expecting this current wave to resemble this wave down here, something like this, or something like this. Okay, either way, I'm looking for some profit out of this current wave. Just to tell you how I'm trading. I'm going to be watching this zone here, this zone down here. I'm going to be watching this. See if we get a pullback and then another entry for another wave down, or does this just come down fast? This may take all night to develop. Okay. London action. Pre-London. London into New York time tomorrow morning. Okay, might get a reversal off the bottom tomorrow. That's the way markets move, guys. So that's what I'm trading for now. I already traded this wave. Looking for a third wave. Will we get that wave? We're not guaranteed to get that wave. Could this just turn up and come here? Absolutely, it could. So every idea that looks right, even though it's playing out for me right now, and I got, 83% right now? No, 63% right now. That doesn't mean price can't come back up here and go, so you got to be ready to be wrong. That's the key to trading, guys, being ready to be wrong. That's some of the hardest things to do in the world, is to being wrong. Okay. So price on XRP, I'm expecting a move back down on the daily 2-day chart, all the way back down to 70 cents. Or 60 cents. I would expect this to come all the way. If price acts like it has historically, okay, then that's where price should be coming. Now the question is, does this pump up here first before it comes down here? Maybe. See, I can't predict that. That's the part I don't know. Right now, we're kind of bearish for now. Okay? We change if we start turning to the upside and break some of this wave structure here, we start looking at some other wave structures. That's the part I can't help you with, and that's the trading aspect of it. I could teach you how I trade it, but as far as Elliott wave analysis, I can't predict what it's going to do. Elliott wave analysis isn't about predicting what it's definitely going to do on the small time frame. Okay? It's about having concepts of where price is going and then learning to trade within an environment of wave structure, okay? When you see certain wave structures, you can trade within that environment. But you have to have you have to have proper rein on your emotions. Fear, hope, and greed will kill you. Will kill your trading. If you can't rein in your greed, guys, you're never going to trade crypto. Because its price action is so volatile, it'll give you a bunch of profit, and if you sit there and hold it, it'll take it all right back really fast. So you have to learn how to take profit on a regular basis and look for other trade setups. Okay? All right, so I'm expecting XRP to come down. Is it possible that it comes down in the next month? Yes, but I think it's going to take a month to come down. So, I don't think tomorrow is going to be the day XRP tanks. I don't know that XRP is getting ready to, I don't think the market's definitely going down or up or whatever on any given day. I can't predict the day it's going to give you the big move. I can't predict that. But we are in a new month. I think volatility is coming. I think we're going to play around for around these levels for a little bit. They're going to work the liquidity here, and then we'll look for down. Okay. All right. So with what are the requests, Chemo? If you could give me a list. Let's look at link from a buddy, Keith. I'm going to go to the 3-day chart. Keith. Okay, I look at this, Keith, and I see a couple. This wave looks very 3-wave-ish to me. Okay. If you look in the RSI, you see 3 waves right there in the RSI. Boom, 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 right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ending diag. So my opinion, three down, 3 up, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm looking for 5 down. I'm counting this as an A, B, and then C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 waves down to finish the wave structure. Could take this low and this low. 3, 3. Do I like that count? I don't know if I like that count. This comes down here. Boom, boom. That gives you 3 finished. If that comes down. Could it already be finished? It could be. Could it already be finished? Didn't take that low. I just don't love it. See that wave right there? I kind of feel like that's what's going on right now. Something like that. Could that be ABC? Yes, it could. Could we be getting ABC? Maybe. And then 3 down. Maybe. I hate this wave structure. Impulse. 3. All right, here's a bullish count for you, Keith. This is real bullish. What if this is W, that's X, and now we're in Y? And this. So you'd get this kind of wave if Bitcoin gives you that we're talking about looking for. So if we start flagging out in here like this, look for that. But what if you get a down move up? We need to take this low out. Why can't I see the wave structure? I can't see it. Three. Okay, what if we're getting what if it's this? 3, and 5. Oops, sorry. 5. That this is impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 5 here. I don't love that. Wave structure's hard, Keith. I really don't know what to make of this. What's going to happen here? Will we break up and out of here, or does this break down? I feel like this is what we're doing. That this wave was just part of a flat, and we're coming down lower. That's my first look at all this. Look at this RSI. It would reset on a pullback like that. Just watching my trade here. Hold on a second, guys. Okay. All right, let's look at crude oil. Let me look at Tesla with you guys for a moment. I'm bearish on Tesla. I got a 3-way. I got 5 waves up. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one is from all the way back here. 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 waves back. But you see how this was 3 waves here? 3. That's a WXY. I'm looking for 5 down. 1, 2, 3, 4. As long as this high holds, looking for a 5th wave down. Once this comes down and finishes, we get a market dump, taking out these lows. This is where we buy Tesla, down here. If it comes down there. That's a buy for the ages. That's like buying Amazon at the beginning. Okay, so that's Tesla. S&P. Right now in the S&P, we got a three-wave shape here, guys. It's really do or die here. See that three-wave right there? See this? See that three-wave right there? We're going to see if we get a turnover. And it rolls over. Guys, if you want me to look at anything, just give me the chart name, okay? Give me the ticker symbol. Exactly what to type in TradingView, and I'll pull it up. Yeah, so if this rolls over, it could come down again, and that would precipitate all the markets tanking, Bitcoin tanking, Tesla tanking. Again, that would take a while. That could take a year of price action right there, half a year of price action to come down. But I think we're on the precipice of something like that here. Okay, let's look at crude oil. Is there a particular chart robot that you want me to look at? The one I have in my ticker is WTIC. Is that fine? West Texas oil. I can look at MCL if you'd rather me look at that one. Okay, so looking at the weekly chart. Yeah, it's just I look at this and I'm like, okay. More than likely, this gets a pullback and then more down, pull back up to there and more down. Okay, so short pullback and down, or a tall pullback and down. Right. That's the way that wave structure looks to me. To give you an idea, I'm not really seeing another structure on the higher time frame that's similar, except right here. Right here. See that three waves there? Three waves and then down. So that's on the weekly, right? So let's look on the daily here. Excuse me. See that volume node right there? That volume says volume came in here. Okay, that usually means a pivot of some kind, and that volume is, if you look at comparatively for the last last 2 years of volume, this is more volume buying pressure than we've had in quite a while. Okay, so this is telling me, yeah, I think a pivot is here. So I think it's that's interesting. But it doesn't mean it's going up forever, okay? But I do see this coming up, probably taking this level out, or retesting this level, $92 to $100 before down again. See that major sell volume? Lots of sell volume right there, buddy. It came in at the highs, okay? This is all sell volume. Okay, now we're getting some preliminary profit taking. Came down and hit these lows. Boom, big. So yeah, getting a correction. So yeah, I see. Yeah, oil probably going up for a bit. So that's a good bet, especially that volume. That volume node's telling the story. Anything else you want me to look at, Robot? Just take a peek here at XRP. All right, I can look at UJ for a moment. I was asking about the oil, the oil chart. Anything else you want me to look at on the oil chart? Not a new chart, but I'll give you a new chart real quick. Yeah. So UJ. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a weekly chart. Let me look in the daily here. Four hour. Yeah, I mean, I look at this and I'm a bit bullish to there, or to take the high and then down. So to here or to up here. Depends on the wave structure as it goes up, right? But kind of bullish on UJ. So that's my quick look at UJ on the 4-hour chart. This let me look at DXY just for a moment, because I'm bearish on the DXY. On the daily. So I'm curious if this is going to just come down. And so if the DXY starts tanking, expect UJ to tank with it, right? Where did my DXY chart go? Dag on it. There it is. Yeah, man, I'm conflicted here. This is a no trade zone for me right now, because this could come down here, A, B, and then C. Okay, or this could come up. This could take a nasty shape here and then come down. Be real nasty in this area. Well, it's just not a clear chart to me as far as what the next trade is on the small time frame. Because you have, this is bearish. This is breaking to the downside, right? So I could also see this move here, right? But I could also see this move right here. Boom, boom, and then up. I could see that playing out as well again. And then down. Ultimately, UJ is coming down, in my opinion. So the question is, do we go up and hit the high first and then come down? Or does this roll over and down? So I'm bearish on the daily. To me, this is a bearish chart. It's forming a top. See that shape right in there? That's the shape you have here. as well. So ultimately, down is the direction for me. The question is, does this come up and retest these areas first and then come down? So let me just be clear about that. I'm bearish. I think the DXY is bearish. I think the UJ should be bearish as well. So, I mean, just kind of analyze this price action there, and that's what you have here. Same thing. It's a top formation. But do we come up here and then come down? It's probably the way it's going to play, but can't be certain. That's the weekly chart. I mean, that's going to take all this is going to take years to develop, right? A couple of years of price action. So, but what I like to do is look at the higher time frame, just understand where we are in that, understand what's happening, and then look for trades, that match that. Okay. We had some more requests. Let's take those requests here. I want to look at SOL next. Okay, I'm going to start my analysis, Umberto. I'm going to start in the high time frame, and then I'll work my way down, okay? What I see with SOL is that I see an impulse wave. I see a repeat. You see that wave right there? See this price action? Well, this is the same price action as that top. It's just bigger and longer. But it's the same wave. We're getting a similar move down. So at the end of the day, my direction for SOL is down to retest these lows. I think we've already making our way down. Okay, that's my ultimate bias. Now, what's interesting about this chart is I can take how it comes down. You see how this came down? This doesn't have to come down the same way. It can come down like this and still be bearish. So we could go up and play around for the next 3-4 years, next year, I don't know, whatever, and still be bearish in a bearish wave. So how it's coming down, I can't say. I can't predict. But we have very similar price action going on right now. Moving down to, so my ultimate bias is down. Now, looking at the daily chart, see what do you got? What is this wave shape? Well, it remains to be seen. At the moment, this has a very three-wave-ish shape to it, potentially, but it just may not be fully developed. In other words, you've got 1, 2, 3. We're in a wave 4. We get 5, something like that, right? And this just starts working its way down. This could be 3 waves here, which means we are working our way down. You can see on the daily chart, we have the RSI has broken its structure to the downside. Okay. Price has broken its structure here. Doesn't mean it can't hit the high one more time. It doesn't mean that at all. But it doesn't have to hit that high again. I'm just saying it may not. Wave structure's hard to predict how things are going to move. I'm just saying, and what things can happen. But at the end of the day, we've got signs that are pointing down. These are signs. We had signs of a break in price here, but it came and hit the high and then rolled over, hit the high again, and then came down. So we've got another break here. It's retesting. Can it hit the high and hit the high? Yeah, I can do that before it comes down. So that's the hard thing about trading. But we have on the macro signs of down. Okay. So going to the 4 hour. What do we got? What we have is a retest of the RSI here, bullishly, a bullish retest. What do you mean, Jim? We got hidden bullish divergence at the moment, which this is giving us this wave right here. Now, if this comes down and makes a lower low in price, in RSI, and a lower low in price, that divergence will effectively be nullified. In other words, we will have broken that divergence. It'll still be oversold, and I would expect a pullback, but I would be looking for more down if this comes down and makes a lower low on the higher time, on this time frame, on the 4 hour. So if RSI comes down and makes a lower low in the RSI, okay, a lower low in the RSI, then that divergence gets taken out, and we're no longer that bullishness that we see is short-lived. If this comes down here and makes a higher low in the RSI, and then it bounces back up, then we're looking at this as a potential 3-wave move and looking for another high here, potentially. That's on the 4 hour. So those are two different ways. If the RSI makes a low, dips lower, then we'll have taken the hidden bull out. So I want to watch that RSI and see what happens on the 4 hour as it comes down, if it comes down. Okay, we'll move down to the 1 hour time frame. How do we interpret this wave? Well, the way I look at this wave is this looks like 3. Oh, come on. This looks like 3. That looks like 3. This looks like 5. That looks like a flat. Is that flat finished? Maybe, maybe not. Might have some more high to go. Could be finished. You got 5 waves in that C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is the 5th wave done? Maybe it has one more high to make. Maybe it's done. Hard to know. But if that's a flat, then that's a 3-wave pullback. Retesting this breakout. See how it revisited the breakout? And then we're going to work its way down. That's the way that looks to me. That's, to me, the most plausible. I mean, that's a plausible explanation of that wave structure. Okay, looking at the 15-minute. That's clearly 3 waves right there. This wave can be interpreted as 5 or 3, and that's the difficulty with that wave. That could be 3. It took the low out. If it is, then we know we have 5 here. That looks like a 5 right there. Boom. I would expect this to be 1, 2, 3, impulse, something like that, if it's going to impulse down and take the low. If this was 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we have an impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside. So this is reversal. Look for 3 waves and more upside to go. 3-wave correction, bullish. 3-wave correction, bearish. So what is this 5 doing as the big question mark? Is that ending a 3-wave move as a C wave, or is it starting a new move as a wave 1, looking for wave 2 and then wave 3, or this is wave A, B, and C, or this is C and we're coming down? My bias, my first guess would be down first. Doesn't have to do that. That's just my first. That's my bias. That's what I believe. Though I could be wrong. But I am bearish. I'm a very bearish boy right now. So I'm looking for shorts. My eyes see red right now. I get more bullish on SOL. See that trend line I just drew? If this starts breaking, I get a little bit more bullish. Doesn't mean I'm definitely bullish, but I'm like, I'm going to sit up and watch, see what shape this wave takes. If it takes 3, I'm looking more down. Because to me, on this 4-hour chart, this looks like 3, 3, 5. You got divergence here. Bearish divergence. On the 4-hour, I want to see if this is going to come down fast and hard and take out that divergence. Boom. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 up and then more down. That's kind of what I think is coming right there on the 4-hour. So what's going to happen in here? Good question. Do I think it's coming way down here tonight and tomorrow? No. No, I don't. I think more than likely we're going to revisit this area before it gets down here. Is there a trade to take here? Absolutely. There's a trade. The way I trade, there's a trade. But I trade small time frames. I'm in and out. But I'm more comfortable looking for shorts at the moment than I am looking for longs. Much more comfortable being short than I am being long for now. If I'm looking long, I'm looking temporary. That's the way I'm trading. I might be wrong. That might be incorrect. But that's what I'm doing, and I'm just sharing it. As a trader, I'm always ready to be wrong. You have to be. That's the thing that guys have trouble with, is being wrong. It's the thing I had trouble with for years. Once you learn that learning how to be wrong is really the key to trading, it ain't your strategy. It's not your luck. And it's not your wave analysis. It's having an idea, owning your idea, having a strategy for entry, and then managing that strategy with proper emotionless risk management. Knowing how to manage the risk, emotionless. Letting all the fear go, all the hope go, and all the greed go. And you just trade your rules disciplined. Umberto, I hope you enjoyed that SOL analysis. I spent a long time on it for you. I hope that helps you. Okay. What other charts do you guys want me to look at here? NEAR. Jason, let me take a peek at NEAR for you. And then Salvador wants me to look at CIS USDT. Let me look at that as well. Okay. CIS USDT. Okay, when I look at this chart, I'm on the 4-hour chart. I see impulse off the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Right now, I'm at the 618 retrace of that wave. I don't have a clear wave shape, though. I don't have a clear finished wave. W, X. Is Y finished? Could be. I just don't love it. But yeah, it could be done. But looking on the small time frame, 15 minute. I mean, maybe. Is that 3? Going to hit the low one more time and then go? Maybe. That would be my guess. Something like that. All depends on what Bitcoin's doing. That's the best I got there for that one. for sis. Certainly has a 5-wave look to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3-wave pullback. Are we going to go? Maybe. Does this get complex? Maybe. Does this get bearish and get taken out? Maybe. I mean, that looks for an Elliott wave guy. I mean, that's as beautiful as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as you can get. This is a nice 3-wave. I mean, I tell you what, you draw this trend line on the daily. You get a break of that trend line, you're getting kind of bullish. I get kind of bullish. And you got to stop. There's your stop line right there. You got to break, and you can play the breakout. Hoping she goes. That would be lovely. Well, Salvador, that's the way it always is. Do you want me to pretend I know the future? I don't know the future. I mean, yeah, it looks good. Looks good wave structure, but that doesn't mean it's going to play out. Wave structure looks nice for up, yeah. If I'm interpreting it properly. Do you have a strategy for entering that trade? Do you have a stop loss? That's what makes or breaks a trader. I mean, that's a setup. That's definitely a setup for up, for sure. But if this breaks down, no go. No go. Again, have an idea. Trade your idea with good risk management. For me, I'm very bearish, so I'm looking at this wave very skeptical of this wave. I'm very skeptical of that wave. I don't believe it personally. It looks too good. It looks really good. It looks too good for me. It may not be. It may be just right. It may be just what the doctor ordered. Looks like one of these tricks. RSI needs to come down more. We'll see what happens. I'm personally a believer in the down direction for now, but I could be wrong on that. Could be wrong. All right. What was the other one? Jason had something. I already said it, but I forgot. Where is it? Near. Let's look at near. Near USDT. Okay. Yeah, that's a lovely chart. This is very much like Ethereum in the sense that you have this 3-wave move down and a 3-wave move up. And is this finished? I kind of think this goes down more to finish. Then we get the divergence we're looking for, depending on how. But I would like to see that move right there. And then up. I have no idea if near is going to make it, but that looks good. I'd just like to see a hit to the low first. Do we get that? That's what I would guess, Jason. Let's look at the Yeah, you see how you got kind of a 5-wave shape here? Question is, what is that 5 waves doing? Is that going, is that 3 waves going? Or is that just a fake out and coming down and then going? Just taking a peek at my XRP trades, looking great. Oh yeah, keep going, baby. Keep going. I would really love XRP to hit this low again. So my ultimate stop for my short is going to be a break of that trend line right there. If you want a little, I might even have a tighter stop than that because I'm in profit pretty good. I might even use this trend line right there. If it breaks up and breaks that, then I'm wrong about my direction and wave shape. But for now, we've got to break to the downside. So there it is. A little view into my trading world there if you want to see that. Okay. Where was I? Near. Yeah, it's the same issue. What happens tonight and tomorrow on Bitcoin, and what is this going to do? See that break there? That's broken. Hit the low, pull back, go down more, or does it break back up? Hard to say. And personally, I'm bearish. We'll have to see how it plays out on the 4-hour. What does BTC do here? Does BTC start tanking? Does this form 5 waves down? So much shenanigans can be playing up here. Because if this starts happening, then that cis chart, that near chart, it's going to look very bearish the way it goes down. If BTC pumps up and out of here, yeah, you might get a pump. You're going to get a pump in near and cis, right? You're going to get this break up and out. So which one? Which one do you think? Trade it, guys. Trade it. Put your money where your mouth is, right? All right. All right, guys. Well, Umberto wanted me to look at QQQ. Let me take a peek at QQQ real quick. Big old gap here. Yeah, I mean this is NASDAQ. It all depends on what this wave is, right? Right now, it just looks like a 3-wave retest. Do we break that structure and come on down? Or does this go up for another wave? Oh, sorry. It's a good question. I'm bearish. Interested to see how this month begins. But I'm personally looking for some red this month. We'll see what happens. I might be wrong. Well, guys, I enjoyed hanging out with you. It's been about 2 hours. Hope you enjoyed the live stream. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thank you, Kimosabi. Thanks for the super chat there, J-Dubs. Hope you all have a great evening. Did I forget anybody? Did I leave anybody out? Did I get all your analysis taken care of? Hope I have. Last call here. Then we're going to call it a night. My voice is shot. Enjoyed hanging out with y'all. Thanks for being here. Go check out Kimosabi's channel. You got any videos out, buddy? Let's see. Let's go to Kimosabi's channel here. See what Kimo has. All right, we got to check out his Camel collab video, an anomaly discovered in 2023. I haven't seen this this video yet. I'm gonna have to watch some videos. I'm gonna be watching Kimo's channel tonight. So make sure you come to Kimo's channel and subscribe and check out his videos. He's got a great great way of looking at the charts. I'm going to check it out. All right, guys. With that said, we'll see y'all later. Behave yourself. I'm looking forward to watching these, Kimo. Take it easy.